Hey guys, and welcome to today's second video. If you are not currently following me on Twitter, if you want more of a voice in the kind of content I put out on my channel and, answering polls and questions, I urge you to follow me on Twitter. It tends to be where I'm most active, and I do things like polling people. I ask questions as to what kind of things people want to see, and yeah, that's where most of my subscribers follow me and have more input. So today, when I'm recording this, I'd put out a poll on Twitter asking folks if they would like a second video for Friday. I got out of work a bit early today, and because of that, I had a bit more time to record. And it was a unanimous yes. So here I am, and if you have not seen me do an educational beauty video before, welcome to your first experience. And no, this is not how I usually start things off. Sorry, I'm very thirsty today. Usually when I start off with a head, it has normal primer, foundation, setting powder, that kind of stuff, but not usually in kind of a yin-yang pattern. But this particular setup is actually important to today's subject. I have discussed in previous videos before that there is a huge misnomer regarding black or dark magic versus light magic. And I thought it might be appropriate to do a designated video on this subject in particular. Now, depending on the path that you follow, depending on all of that kind of stuff, they call it different things. Some will call it white magic versus black magic. Some will say light magic versus dark magic. Some will say left-handed for the dark side and right-handed for the light side. It all really depends on the path that you follow and who you listen to. And I even have a pagan page on Facebook, and it came into a subject one day where I had shared a article that says, how do you know you're a white magic practitioner? And people, apparently very new to the craft and not knowing what on earth these terms mean, decided to start attacking the page and calling it racist and all of that. First off, let me start off with, regardless of how you refer to the different types of magic, none of this has to do with race, first and foremost. When you are delving into magical practice, as you get accustomed to learning and as you get accustomed to sensing out where you feel comfortable in dealing with things, personally, I tend to be a gray witch. Not everyone is a witch. Some are just magical practitioners of other kinds or spiritual practitioners of other kinds. But light and dark literally refers to daylight and nighttime. It's two different energy wavelengths. That's it. That's all it has to do with. So regardless of what you call it, you're either referring to daytime or nighttime. You could even refer to it that way. But in the magical world, and even in the entertainment industry and media and all of these kinds of things, it is constantly spread around that dark magic is evil and light magic is good. And if you do not know this already, if you have not heard me speak on this before, I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely 100% horseshit. As someone who has been a practitioner for quite some time, I felt it was important to open this discussion and put up this educational and informative content on this subject. Light magic practitioners are just as capable of casting baneful or negative workings as their dark magic practitioners, just as dark magic practitioners are as equally capable of casting beneficial or healing, prosperity, all that kind of magical workings that you usually affiliate with the lighter side of things. I have no idea what kind of look I'm gonna do right now. But I thought it was appropriate to do and show some sort of balance between these two. I think on the top half, I'll do something more positive scheme, and on the bottom half, I'll do more negative, maybe. I am not a makeup artist by any means or measure, so we will see how this goes. I think I'll start off with the blue. This is the James Charles palette he did with Morphe. But as I'm doing this, I kind of based this face on not on a yin yang, actually, on the I think it's Cherokee tale of the two wolves. And the grandson, or the grandfather, is saying to the grandson that within each person there are two wolves. You have the nice wolf who is nice to people, helps out their fellow man. Works to help their community. And then you have the bad wolf, who feeds into jealousy and being mean to people, hurting people. And the grandson turns to the grandfather. He's like, well, which wolf wins? And the grandfather says to the grandson, it says, the one you feed. The same is true for light and dark magic. Magical workings are not based on the energy type of the magical practitioner. Meaning if somebody is more drawn to the night, or say somebody's a night owl, they tend to stay up late at night, they tend to gravitate towards nighttime being more active at night. That person is generally a dark magic practitioner. Whereas if somebody tends to be more active at daytime, and of course I get it on my arm because I'm talented like that. Say they're a morning person and they don't need really their morning cup of coffee to be chipper and all that kind of stuff, and they tend to be very active at daytime hours and more active in the world during those times. That person will tend to be a light magic practitioner. I'm not getting this to show up that well. This entire face is entirely painted with eyeshadow primer, by the way. The whole thing. I have white eyeshadow primer and I have black eyeshadow primer. I figured it would give me the best opportunity to get things to pick up, but I seem to be struggling with the dark side getting things to show up. I'm gonna try. Maybe it expired. I don't know. It's entirely possible. The first and only time I've used the dark eyeshadow primer is when I did my video on Kali. So, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not wanting to pick up, and as I'm trying to put, all I'm doing is picking up the black eyeshadow primer. That's disappointing. I wanted to do something fun. Let's try maybe with a lighter color. That's a little bit better. Maybe looks like it's working better if I use a patting motion instead of a dragging motion. But the main thing to remember in doing any magical practice, regardless of whether you are a dark magic or a light magic practitioner, is intention. All that matters when you are doing these kinds of workings is what you want to have happen. So if you are a dark magic practitioner and you want to heal somebody, you focus that energy into the work that you're doing. I think I'll do blues for the top and more reds for the bottom. Think of it kind of like a heaven and hell kind of landscape, I think. Of course, this is more avant-garde. It's not an actual look. Especially because I'm doing things very random. But with your intention, and over time, I mean, it's not something that you're going to get perfect the first time. Setting intentions and working on your magical practice and getting things to work how you want them to takes time. It takes practice. It takes effort to get things to work how you want them to. I know this is not good artistry, so please don't come for me. I'm just trying to do basic premise. And I think I forgot my color switch downstairs. I was cleaning brushes and sponges and heads and all of that. So I can't even really switch off between colors. See how it shows up on the black? Now I'm getting eyeshadow primer on the palette. This is not what I wanted to have happen. I'm sorry this isn't coming out how I meant it to. If anyone watching this is a makeup artist and you have advice for this kind of a video, please let me know. I'm always willing to try new things and listen, and whenever I've used eyeshadow primer before, I was always told not to set it. But I'm almost thinking in the realm of this kind of attempt, maybe I should have set it. I don't know. gonna ruin this brand new palette. That's good enough. But you can, regardless of your path, do any kind of magical workings. Yes, it just takes time. Yes, it just takes practice. But sorry, there's sirens going on and it's distracting. The main thing to do is between your practice and when you're going into something, it might even be beneficial to meditate with music or something that gets you in the right headspace that you need to be in order to be successful with what you're doing. One of the big things that people don't realize is when you're doing magical workings, especially for those who may have been raised in the Christian faith and all that kind of thing, any ritual work is no different than praying. And a lot of the practices and rituals of different monotheistic religions originally started in pagan practice. From singing hymns and chanting to lighting candles, using even frankincense and myrrh, Christmas tree, holly and the ivy, all of these things. And I did one video already on Yule, but when we come closer to All Hallows Eve, I will do something on Samhain. I know it's spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. And try to inform you guys what that religious holiday is actually about. And one thing I actually kind of appreciated at one point was there was somebody who made a pretty valid point that regardless of where you live and where you are, there are things that people practice every single year or they grow up with that they don't realize can be cultural appropriation. And practicing Halloween is a Celtic holiday. Another thing that people may not be aware of is jumping the broom, something that became a tradition among slaves because they were not allowed to get married, is actually a tradition that was started in Wales. So it's not an African tradition, it's actually a European one. Because in Welsh tradition, what they would do is they would set up a broom across a doorway and have the couple jump over it. And if the broom fell, they wouldn't get married. And it was, whoops, all my dirty brushes. It was kind of changed and altered into jumping over it after the ceremony. So I'm really sorry this did not turn out how I had wanted to and how I saw it in my head, but dragging the brushes across the primer was not working well. So, regardless, I hope this video was at least somewhat informative, especially when it comes to dark magic and light magic practice and ensuring that no matter what kind of practitioner you are, if you focus your intention properly, you're going to be successful with what it is you're trying to do. And regardless of what type of magical practitioner, be it light, be it dark, be it gray, somewhere in between, whatever, all that matters at the end of the day is your intention and how you focus the energy to make your requests. Because rituals are only prayers, and through your rituals, you're just asking for help. So I hope this was somewhat helpful. Sorry the look is a mess. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. And until next time, brightest blessings and blessed be.